I have not stopped traveling and teaching and marching and fighting for all of you, all of us. And it's one song that comes to me real quickly, and I'm going to stand up, speak up, shut up, and sit down. But I want you to chime in with me. If you don't know it, just follow. We ain't gonna let nobody. Now, I know some of the educators may look around and say, oh, that's not correct English. It brought us all the way. We ain't gonna let nobody. And young folks, I expect for you to join in and just carry it on out. We ain't gonna let nobody. No, no. No, no. We ain't gonna let nobody. We're gonna.
My father put together a group at the Justice Department run by John Douglas, who was a very good friend of John Doerr and my mother and my father, to help. And they met every morning and every afternoon to figure out how they can help make sure that the March on Washington went well. And they must have worked very closely with Bayard Rustin, but they worked on making sure the speaker system was working well. They got Jerry Bruno, who was the best advanced person in the Kennedy campaign, and to work on it. They brought black police officers from New York, because there were no black police officers in Washington, D.C. They wanted them, you heard that they made sure there was no liquor, there was no glass, so that there could be no glass. They at one point, they were afraid that there weren't going to be enough people. John Kennedy brought in labor leaders to make sure that there were a lot of white people involved in the march, because they wanted to make sure that it was an integrated march. And there were a number of things that they really wanted to do. They wanted a large march. They wanted it to be integrated, and they looked at some of the speeches by to make sure that it wasn't too radical, and that upset a number of the blacks. And Malcolm X was very angry. What he saw was a co-option of the march. He didn't like the idea that blacks and whites were playing in the reflecting pond together.
I think King, when he found his voice, discovered that he was offering a vision of the future. He was not just asking people to follow him, he was asking them to envision an America that did not yet exist, an America that had been promised in the Declaration of Independence. And he was asking all of America, white America included, to share this vision, to see that this was possible. So in a way, he's evoking this image of what we can be as a country. And it's magical in a way, because it combines these things that we all can sort of agree that we believe in, the words in the Bible, the words in the Constitution. So what he's prophesizing is a future where America actually lives up to what it says it's going to do to begin with.